to the Pullze Check podcast. Today we have for you an emergency podcast. Boys, what the heck just happened? Things got a little crazy on the TL today, and I don't know what's going on. I genuinely don't know what's going on. We got roster changes out of nowhere coming from all the boys. I don't know. I'm freaking out. I went live, and then right after, everybody's talking about different changes and stuff like that. Talk to me, boys. What's going on, bro?
Bro, I got off. I cut it with my supermodel, bro, and then I look at Twitter, and then free AJ. I'm like, what is going on, bro? But I mean, I honestly expected it, just not like this soon, bro.
Yeah, have they announced anything about even?
No. I thought it was gonna be like in a week. Like I expected a week, and then I look at Twitter, and then everybody's like, "Oh, free agent." I'm like, "What is going on?" Hello?
Yeah, bro.
Dang, they want it bad.
Okay, JGOD. So I hit up JGOD last second. JGOD, you probably don't know everything that's going on right now, right?
I didn't see almost anything. No.
Okay, Stu. The thing
I wasn't
is,
on Twitter,
brother. With obviously we know everything's been a little crazy on Twitter the last 24 hours, right? I think that there's a lot of things got covered up because of that, but for the most part, it's still up in the air. Okay, there's a couple teams, 2 teams right now that are confirmed, quote unquote, breaking up, right? So FIFA's team. Let me I'll bring them up. You know what? I'll save FIFA's team for a second. But Zlaner, ClutchBelk, and Destroy. They are 1000%. I asked Destroy in the chat. He was in here like
to confirm.
15 minutes ago. I asked, "Yo, is this true or is this bait?" And he said, It is 1000% true. It is not bait." So let me, which one is this? Is it this one? It's this one. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. So I have it here up on the screen. So ClutchBelk tweeted out, "Need a third for the World Series of Warzone Stage 2 qualifiers with Destroy. Looking at all options, and if interested, message one of us in the DMs."
No way they tagged you, bro. They said you'll pick up.
Yeah, I know everybody's tagging me, not for that, but to cover this shit.
Just so to know. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Both ClutchBelk and Destroy were in the stream, and somebody asked the question. They were like, "Hey, why would anybody change if they qualified for finals?" And ClutchBelk said, qualifying is expected out of everybody. Pretty much, I'm going to use this like quotes loosely because he didn't exactly say this, but what I'm assuming is at 15th, or I think they got 14th place, I'm not too sure, in the finals, technically is not good enough. 14th is not good enough. Top 25 is not good enough. Every team that wants to participate, they want to get fucking first. They want to get even top 5. I think, is still like
top 5 is pretty solid, especially if you had like a reason, like, oh, you know what, it was really only one bad game or something, you know?
Yeah. So, boys, what do y'all think about this change? I'm not gonna lie, I did not. I mean, obviously they had a little bit of some rough history as far as like when the whole Gary and Huskers and Scummin situation happened. ClutchBelk ended up going to them.
Was already playing with Huskers and Unrational. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I guess Lucky, tell me what you think about this.
I don't know. I love watching him play. First off, I think just to start off, I think ClutchBelk, Destroy, and Zlaner, I don't know behind doors, but like watching them play, and I feel like they've been friends a long time. I think it was probably mutual. And I don't know, they're definitely a high energy squad, but like when you have a high energy squad, if things go bad, I mean, it's like, is you really high or really low? You know what I mean? So I'm sure they maybe did some VOD review or there's stuff leading up to it. Warzone 2 is a whole totally new game, and so maybe they figured out what was working, what was not working. And I mean, they've been playing a long time, so if they think it was like unfixable until switching a team, then that'd do it. I mean, I just hope they, which I assume, did on mutual terms, and they both find a good team.
Yeah,
because it's you said it's Destroy and Clutch, and then Z broke off.
Yeah. So what they're just saying right now, everybody in the chat's kind of spamming it right now, right? Is they're saying Zlaner just talked about it right now, and he said Z just said that D and Belk decided it was best for DBC to part ways. So what I'm assuming is Belk and Destroy had to talk with him and said like they want to split up, but I don't think there's any bad blood from what Zlaner had in his Twitter. And I don't think there's bad blood.
It's good,
but obviously this has been a team that's been together since Warzone 1. Since Warzone 1.
Yeah.
Didn't Clutch also play a recent tournament with who? He played with Adrian, I think, and somebody else, and they got first place. They were
No, it was Smitty.
Yeah, Smitty.
Oh yeah, they didn't play with Z that one, right?
No.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they felt like it was a different play style, maybe because they were moving, bro.
Yeah,
like they were like a train, bro. They were just
they were going crazy. So I mean, all right. So Joe, what do you think about this? I mean, that team. I'm kind of sad to see them break up, but like, if they feel like they can succeed within the team, I get it. Like, there's that weird like middle ground where it's like, okay, are you gonna choose your friendships or trying to build the best team possible, right? Like, it's a weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just feel like that we kind of saw this coming in general because of when they were gonna change teams. Clutch was gonna join Husk, like JGOD said, but now I just don't know how it's gonna work because of the rules, right? Of like, okay, are Z like, is he gonna have a captain spot for stage 2 now? Does he get to pick up 2 people? Like, or are both of them going to go through open bracket to then try to go to stage 2 finals? Like, that's the only thing that I'm kind of confused about. And then I also just don't know who Z would be playing with, because I feel like there's not a lot of people that would drop their teammates, or if there's like stage 2 free agents that would join him. Yeah, like, but I do know that Clutch and that Clutch and D play with I think his name is Xenon, and that kid's a demon.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's their third, and that's a really good team.
Hear me out. I hear this in the chat, and I don't see it being a bad thing. What if let's take a second and let's not look at Destroy and Clutch. What if Zlaner, because Zlaner is technically still a part of Optic, right?
I know you're going.
What if Scump and Shotzi decide to join Z? And let me tell you why. A lot of people are like, oh, it would never happen. Let me just throw out some stuff. Right? Scump said he would compete in the World Series of Warzone if he had a Warzone demon to kind of guide him through and teach him the fundamentals. If he had an IGL that just tells him where to go and he just uses his gunny, and then Shotzi also said on a stream, and I texted him, and he said he'd be down, but obviously he's locked into the champs right now. But
yeah,
he could technically, he said he'd be down, right? So imagine Scump, Shotzi, and Z, with Z being the IGL. I know it's kind of, I will say it's kind of a stretch, right? But JGOD, what do you think? I don't know.
I just don't, again, I just don't think it'll work, because I just don't know how serious they would take playing Warzone, because like, obviously, like, they played either a champs or Scump will have like 90K for a watch party to then play like a World Series or Warzone stage 2 final for like 10K. Like, I just don't know how serious like they'd be down to actually grind. And I can't see Z like kind of telling them like every single move, like we like have to go here, like we like land here, like we have to rotate here, and obviously like all the cheese in Warzone. I just don't see it working, but I could be wrong though.
Okay.
I think too, like, if you, no, I was gonna say real quick. I think too, like, I think having CDL mixed with Warzone pros like is not a bad thing, but I think having 2 of them and 1 Warzone pro, because like sometimes like you make a call, like if you're IGL and you make a call, like you kind of want somebody on the team to also like, remember when we used to play out there and like everyone make something and like me and you sometimes would be like, you know, a suggestion. But when you don't have that other person on your team to like kind of like be your other eyes, it all is pressured on one player, Zlaner, then it's kind of tough, because it's like you only have one thing and one thing only, and there's never like options, even though they have to be quick. But I think CDL pros be cool, but like maybe like 1 max per team, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. I can see, I mean, I don't know, JGOD, what's your take on this? I mean, again, it'd be very hard for 2, I don't know if I would say it's very hard, but if you don't play competitive Warzone, it's a lot more than just shooting straight. Like it's mostly rotations, like decision making, and
I think we saw that with World Series of Warzone. I mean, a lot of teams just haven't had reps, and the teams that were kind of towards the top, who just kind of had reps in general over time, and that kind of just carried through, I think, because a lot of these tournaments that they're having, where even the Zlaner tournament that they had last week, It was 66 players. That's like not a real good practice.
Yeah.
And pretty much every tournament before that, because the lobbies were bugged, they only had 120 players. So they haven't really had any legitimate practice. So that gives an advantage to the teams that were on the top of the leaderboard. And that's kind of, I think, why that showed. So I think as we get closer, there'll probably be more opportunities for practice that they'll be able to jump into if they lock in and say, hey, this is the team we're going to compete with, and champs is over, and now we can play.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like, I honestly, I don't know. I think if I was to give advice, it would be one CDL like player who's just obviously naturally gifted, has the gun. He is amazing at COD. And then they have 2 Warzone players that can kind of guide them. I think that's probably the best way to do it. I don't know if that would happen, but let's kind of.
Because I'm pretty sure that because I'm almost positive that Crowder played with Classic and Asim, who are 2 COD pros, and I don't know if they placed all that well, but I feel like that's kind of like the same thing of like Crowder can try to like be like, yo, like land here, like we got, but it's just tough if they don't play the game of like kind of knowing all the cheese, right?
Yeah, they
What did Crowder play?
instinctively be able to make decisions.
What did Crowder and them place in the last qualifier?
I don't know, to be honest, but I don't think that they did too well, because I was I saw the flank last night, and I heard Asim saying like he was just losing full of like all the smoke cheese, and like he was like Warzone sucks, like, so I'm assuming that they didn't do too well, but I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's all like if they want to put, they got 38th. Okay, I think it's all if they want to put in the time, right? I think they'll be okay. Moving on to fucking ClutchBelk Destroy. I mean, okay, I'm not here to fucking, I don't want to start drama or anything like that and break up teams, but let's fucking be honest, bro. When they had Smitty, they were fucking going crazy. Like, they were going crazy. In that term, obviously it's 60 players, and I get it. Like, it's not the same shit. But if anything, Smitty is a slower style player, and maybe having more 150 people might have made them.
Who's Smitty's team right now? Sorry.
Smitty, DJ Moss, and
Really?
it's DJ. Or am I bugging?
Ebates.
And Ebates.
Ebates, yeah.
Ebates. I think that's the 3, right? But to be fair, those 3 have been playing pretty fucking good. What did they end in this finals?
11th.
11th?
Yeah, so it's pretty good. Well, the other thing is like maybe we're going to see a little bit more. It might change next season because, you know, meta might change next week or something like that. Mm-hmm. But in terms of like roles, maybe like him being as good a sniper as he is, maybe that plays a role too, whereas maybe that fits the team's dynamic better, where the 2 will push together holding hands and the other like provides overwatch, or maybe that's part of it too. I mean, we'll have to end up seeing how things like switch around, because obviously one goes and then now they need a backfill and then the next one go, so it's going to be a domino.
Damn. I mean, honestly, I just didn't expect this team to break up, but I'm kind of curious to see who they decide to pick up from here on out. Obviously, we'll talk about it when they do. But the next one, I'm not gonna say I'm like hella surprised, but at the same time, this happened yesterday, and nobody's talking about it. I didn't see it until at all, but here I'm gonna bring it up on screen. This is fucking FIFA, Abwiz, and what's his name?
Someone said something about that.
Yeah, and Oki. This team, I thought it was bait, but it's not. So, I asked. FIFA came into the chat earlier, and I asked them.
With Abwiz, right?
Yeah, and they're not. This is not 100% confirmed that they're breaking up. I asked FIFA. I was like, "Yo, is this 100% legit?" And FIFA's like, "Yo, I don't know. Like, it's not 100% legit. I mean, like, it's." He said yes, it's this is legit, but he said it's not 100% confirmed that we're gonna like split up, right? So he's pretty much said that he's gonna let them 2, Abwiz and Oki, kind of figure it out within themselves and kind of go from there. But this is, so if you guys are not seeing the stream, this is what it said. Abwiz said need 2 for regional 2 quals, and somebody said bait, and Abwiz said I'm a bit crunk. I'm assuming that's drunk. right? So take this with a grain of salt. But Oki says I was the problem today, and him and FIFA talked about it, so I ain't staying on that team anymore, right? And somebody else said, that's a lot of chem to be thrown away because they said you were the problem for one turning, especially in EU where the talent drop off from the top teams to the mid pack is so large. How would you put together a roster good enough to place how you want on LAN? Abwood said, not real chem if I'm being giving ultimatums after out-fragging / outliving both teammates, but all good. So then somebody else put the kill counts, right? And Abwiz had 19 kills, FIFA had 16 kills, and Oki had 11 kills in all the tournament. And so Abwiz said, kills don't always mean played better, but I did play better, generally speaking. I'm bored of those guys being unable to take responsibility. I'd rather lose with some real people.
Oh shoot!
That's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
But hey, even if he was drunk, bro, I've heard some wild. Drunk words are sober thoughts, bro. I hear people say like I was drunk, I didn't mean it.
Yep.
Like no, you meant it. Like no. Drunk words are sober thoughts. So I don't know, bro. I just feel like they definitely underperformed like crazy that day. Like it was bad. Like I was surprised. Like I think everybody was very surprised.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that they would split up because they're all super, super talented. I just feel like that day, I don't know if it was like, I don't know, pressure or what it was that day, but I feel like none of them were on the same page the whole day.
Yeah, and even the times that we watched, they felt like they were split more than they should have been. Like you would maybe split that much in a ranked match, but like not in a competitive match where you know everyone is 3 stacking. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Either way, he burned that bridge. If he wanted to go back, it sounds like he made it so he can't go back, you know? He's talking shit that full, you know?
I don't know. Scum and Huskers and Gary are perfect. No.
I don't know.
I mean, Scum and they talk shit. They came back. They fixed the cam and they got what, top 3, top 5?
Yeah.
But how long have they been playing? I think Scum and Irrational have been playing for like 4 years or something.
True. I want to throw this out there, bro. Like technically speaking, like FIFA came in here and he said, I'm just going to let them 2 figure it out by themselves. Like at the end of the day, I want us to work out. I want us 3 to fucking like to grind together, but it's up to them because Oki and Abwiz have to figure it out together. Right. So if they got to do that together, if they decide to split, it is what it is at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But hear me out. Again, if FIFA technically has the ability to come and play on NA, I'm be honest, this is not so far fetched of an idea because
that'd be like super Rostermania.
Super Roster. Listen. FIFA is. There's a lot of teams, bro, that need an IGL. There is a lot of teams that need an IGL. And FIFA arguably is one of the best IGLs. A big thing with this team that I've been hearing from Twitter, obviously it's not just about Twitter, you know, but everybody like has said that I didn't really watch it that much, but I did notice that they were separate, that FIFA's team was bickering, arguing. There was no team chemistry. They were not on the same page. And like that FIFA was giving call outs, their teammates didn't want to listen. I don't know. You never know, right? Like I try to take everything with a grain of salt until I view things and I actually, you know, watch shit. But that's what they're saying. I can see him actually coming and possibly being on an NA team. I don't know. At the end of the day, bro, it's $1.2 million. Like, if he's got to come to the States for a couple months and win some, you know, like he's gonna.
Yeah, because it's just to get to LAN, and then once you get LAN, it's fair game, you know.
Yeah.
Yep. And technically, he wouldn't even need to come for a few months. If he got on a team that was already called for the stage 2 finals and they were dropping one to swap one, he'd only have to be here for the 1 day.
Yeah. Technically, he would have to. I mean, obviously,
he'd probably come in.
He would probably come
but
for
you know
like.
what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, Joe. Do you think that would happen?
I don't think so personally, just because I feel like again, maybe I mean, hopefully they can sort all that out because I feel like they're a top team easily, and I feel like it would be much easier to qual for them stage 2 finals in EU than stage 2 finals here. And I feel like all of them are a good team that obviously one bad day is fine. Like it was just a bad day, right? And like they still placed what I think 12th or something like that, or
I think it was 11th, 12th, 13th or something like that.
Yeah,
I
on
know
a
it was 11th
bad-
at the start and it dropped down 2 spots or something.
Yeah, so like that on a bad day, I feel like they could be fine.
Yeah, I don't think it's too much to worry about, in my opinion. If I'm them, I would fucking try to fix some shit. But it just sucks when, like, obviously when you put shit in the TL and things now become unprivate and and like I was already said, like, I don't want to play with them. Like said they don't take responsibility for their actions and like you'd rather play with real people. Like that's where things
shots.
yeah. So there's a lot of, like, I don't know, like, right at the end of the day, I think FIFA, like he said in the stream, that he wants to play with them, right? They had Oki and Abwis have to kind of fix things and go from there. But I don't know, man. I think Joe and I mean, I can't, obviously I'm not gonna leak anything, but Joe and I, and even Lucky and JGOD, we talked about this too. There's so many teams that are making like silent moves behind closed doors, chat. There's a lot of like, like,
I don't think you'll see a lot of it even come public until like a roster change.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you'll have a repeat of like the Scumming situation. And that's confirmed though, right? Though that you could do roster change. I'm surprised they didn't tweet out like a day after.
Well, they did it. So I asked. There's nobody.
Asked.
Yeah, I went and I asked.
It's more in the rules, but yeah, like who looks at the rules like that?
Yeah.
Like the TOS, who's reading that shit?
yeah, exactly.
So I asked them and I told them, I was like, hey, like a lot of, I'm like, they're like, I told them, I was like, I'm getting asked this question and it's excessive. So can you kind of clear it up for us? What are the rules behind playing in the World Series and how, like roster changes? Are people locked for stage 1 and 2? And pretty much they said, so this is where things get weird with Zlaner's team, because they said each team, if you qualified, if regardless of whether you guys or if you're an open team, it doesn't matter. There's no more roster lock. You can pick up whoever you want. But if you qualified, if you were in the top 50 for this last tournament in the Regional 1 finals, right? Bottom 25 go to semifinals, top 25 go to finals. You are allowed to make one player change, right? So technically, you can be the top fragger of your team and be like the best player of your team. And if you're not the captain, if your team decides, I don't want to play with you,
control. Yeah.
You can get dropped and have to go through the open qualifier again from the very end. Everybody knows this is the stage 2 is a lot harder to qualify because instead of 50 teams being allowed, now it's only 25. So I think this is one of the things they need to clear up. Zlaner's team. Zlaner is the captain. Technically, they're only allowed to make a 1-player change. Now, what happens if they don't want to play with Zlaner anymore? Yeah, like now, does Zlaner forfeit his captain spot? Because, you know what I'm saying? Or is he going to be allowed to make changes?
I mean, I'm assuming he would give up his captain spot then, because in the rules it says that you could only change 1 person, right?
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, unless they did like, they kept 1 person and then they trade, like, is there trades a lot? Like, I don't even know how that works, but like, I don't.
Yeah, so
according to your chat,
yeah.
I don't know. I would say I don't know if that's true, but apparently Z says he keeps his captain spot for stage 2 finals.
So
and
then
D and Z
have to
qualify.
I think they have that rule more for like a mutual agreement, because let's just say you have a team where it's like, okay, they want to break up, and you know, there's like the rule of like, oh well, it's Zlaner's spot because he was a captain. Then it seems like Destroy and Belk know that, so they're like mutually like, okay, we'll step away, you keep this spot, and we go. But like, I think the rule is just for something like that. I don't think it prevents them from like leaving, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So like at the end of the day, I'm assuming that's an exception because they're technically not trading.
Trolling.
Yeah. Oh, you saw the Gary thing here, Chad. I'll bring it over.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. This is a troll. This is a troll. This is a troll. Just so nobody gets too excited. Don't let these fools fool you, bro. They're just messing around. But yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm excited to see.
Scumming also says he left their team.
Yeah, but
right?
yeah. Like there's so much. He said
baiting, right?
Yeah, there's so much baiting. The only 2 teams that I think are for sure like out in the open said they're it's ClutchBelk for sure. They already said for sure they're leaving. But then the other team is that they said it could go either way. It's FIFA's team. I hope they play because I'm gonna keep it a $150. Okay, I don't want to hurt any feelings, right? But I think let's keep it a $150. Like that team 100% is qualifying for LAN, regardless. But like, how are they going to perform FIFA's team on LAN against like the top NA teams? I don't know. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of teams could think past like the quals, and they're that good that they're gonna be LAN. So I think they're already thinking LAN. Like, okay, what's gonna be the best LAN team? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like they already know they're gonna qual. You know what I mean? Not like on a cocky shit, but like more than likely. So.
Joe, what do you think?
I'm just not to be the rule guy, bro. But like, you know how I felt about the thing before about the stage 1 and the husk. I was like, nah, I don't think that's right. You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's the same thing for like stage 2, right? Even if like whatever Z's team was trying to like, who was trying to drop who was trying to break up, like. I feel like if the rules say you can only drop one person, I feel like that they should stick by it, bro. And no matter who it is, like I said, the same thing for Husk and them. Like, because if not, dude, it's just gonna be so much controversy of like, oh, just because it's this person, they can like change that. Like, say it was a team that barely qualified, would they still hold up the same like kind of that they could have the same changes as like a team like Z? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that's just wrong.
Okay, yeah. So let's say he did want to like come to NA, right? FIFA. He can technically, would he give up his captain spot? Because he's a captain, right? He got invited to finals, right?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
If you're saying FIFA left and played for NA,
Yeah, he would probably have to give his captain spot to Oak
you give it to one of them, yeah.
or Abwiz, and then he would go and play in NA and qualify with a new team, right? Or join a team that already qualified.
More likely he'd join a team that already qualified. I don't think there's a team that didn't qualify that FIFA would join.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. There's so many questions that need to be answered because I'm going to say this right now. Like, I think in the rules for the World Series of Warzone, there needs to be some type of like fine line of what's allowed and what's not, because it's going to affect every single team. Because let's say he comes to NA, then somebody's going to get dropped if he wants to, right? Then that person has to figure out what they're going to do. Does FIFA now give his captain spot up? Not to mention, there's a lot of new people coming in for stage 2, right? We have this fucking demon, Rias. Obviously, has he announced his team? You guys know?
He just tweeted out that he's looking out for someone, right?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Yeah. Rias, if anybody doesn't know, this guy is disgusting. This guy's been killing it. I think he's like 5 on the leaderboard or something like that. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. But boys, we're in for a big roster mania starting soon. This is just the beginning. It's just to...
Redman's joking with his tweet, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, no.
I'm like, that's not Joe. That's not Breadman to talk out of pocket like that.
Yeah, bro.
It's good bait, bro. Good bait.
That has got to be the nicest, one of the
I know. I'm
nicest
like, he
guys
would never
ever, bro.
say that.
Yeah, I knew that was bait right off rip, bro. Listen, man. Again, I'm gonna say this, and I know it's today's gonna be a shorter one, right? Because we're just talking about the two roster changes. But if anybody is in the chat or maybe watch this on YouTube and you're a competitor, I'm gonna tell you guys this right now: 100%. If you are going to be like switching your teams and you're going to be dropping somebody, please do it ASAP, because you should never leave your team, your third, to have to find a roster last minute with 1 day, 2 days last second. Like, start letting people know now and move forward, because bro, we saw what happened. Because
then it's the domino effect, bro. Like, let's say that you change a roster, right? Then the third that they jump on another team. It's just like a domino, bro. Like, because then it's like, obviously, like, that third person was probably pretty good. So then some other teams be like, yo, since they're a free agent, grab them real quick. And it's just like a domino effect of like last day, just chaos, bro.
The last guy is going to get absolutely fucked, probably.
Yeah.
Someone's not going to play. Rafi said Zenon and Sully with Rias. That's his prediction.
Xenon solidify.
Xenon. Yeah, solidify and
Remember, guys, Rias, getting a lot of questions in the chat. Rias is 17 now, but when the qualifiers come out, he will be 18, so he will be eligible.
Able to qualify.
Yeah, able to qualify.
That's the same thing that like I've heard forever too. But now that Clutch and D are free, I know that Clutch and D also played a lot with Xenon too. So I don't know if like how that their trio is, but like I know that they played a lot too, and they're good.
Oh, I'm telling you, bro, chat. I can't wait to look back at these VODs and these videos and see all the different roster changes that have been like kind of happening, and then to see what actually ends up being the rosters come the land. Because again, if Xenon goes to joins Destroy and Belk, what does Solidify and what's his name and Rias, who are they going to team with? You know, I don't know. It's going to be a wild one, boys. I'm really excited. Again, there's a lot of teams that are making secret moves right now that us four all talked about behind closed doors. And I think you guys are going to be shocked at some of the teams that make changes, or they could not make changes. But based off what we're hearing, there are some teams that, like big teams too, that are going to make changes. And we're just going to have to wait and see, because obviously we're not going to be the ones to leak anything. If they choose to say it, then we'll talk about it. But yeah, I don't know, boys. I don't know. I'm not leaking.
Oh, wait, what about Gorgo now? Is he on the team?
Gorgo?
No, I saw someone in the chat say Gorgo now. I was like, who's he on the team with?
I don't think Gorgo. I think
he even competing.
He did compete, but he was
but he was filling in.
Yeah,
he was filling in.
Oh yeah.
Because he was actually on a roster, so he must not have done well. If like on the invited team, whoever's team he was on.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I see.
So I mean,
or at least outside the 25, not necessarily done well or not, but outside the 25.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. This was a quick one. I kind of wanted to just cover the two roster changes that are being made. Go ahead.
Real quick question though. Do y'all think that with ranked dropping that like a lot of people saw, like say like they pub, because I've pubbed, everybody here has pubbed or like played ranked with people that we've never played with, right? Has ranked kind of caused a new vibe for teams of like there's some people that have never ever played and they just clicked instantly? Has that kind of like changed to be like, yo, I kind of like them, and like change up some teams or not? Because I've seen people that I've never thought would ever play together.
I think
like
so.
Play ranked.
I think so. I think because like as streamers, content creators, no matter how like comfortable you are with other people, a lot of times I talk to a lot of people, it sounds like they don't like reaching out to someone saying, hey, you want to play? But like having that excuse of ranked play kind of forced teammates, for especially within the top 250, right? Like, hey, you know what? I'm in top 250. I'm on 10 hours, but I'm ready for 10 more, and they need another, type shit. So I think that like forced a lot of people to interact and play with people that they wouldn't organically play with, or maybe they just wouldn't reach out to say, hey, you down to game? Like it just happened organically because of ranked, and that just allows you to go, damn, this person's like, I didn't really get a chance to watch their game, because a lot of times when you stream a lot, you don't get to watch other people's streams either. So then you get the different vibes too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or they could see like, yo, they're super, super good. Or if you're playing like, yo, they're selling bad. Like
dicks, right?
Yeah, like, yo, like I've seen like a lot of people
they are who we thought they were.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like there's a lot of people that played, and maybe that changed up some rosters being like, yo, we've been grinding ranked for the last like 2 weeks, and like I freaking like them, like straight frying these zombies. Like, but also ranked and the World Series do not correlate at all. So,
completely different. And we all know that, right? We all know that ranked is it's literally ranked is like easy mode compared to actual qualification, like qualifying and competing in the customs. It definitely is, bro. Like the amount of people that were still up endgame was insane to me, right? And I think a lot of teams that like are more aggressive and get like kill heavy, they're gonna have to learn how to play a little bit slower and how to rotate and how to like play fundamental COD, because when there is 70 people, fifth zone, all in a little circle, like it's not necessarily about the kills. It's more about like, how do we make it to endgame? How do we rotate? Because it's going to like there's
And
going to get
also,
kills.
like
in the
how
end.
to get free kills, like we saw in the last game with Juki's team. They were on
Yeah.
top of PD or police, and they basically had full reign because they had got that building ahead of time. Literally, no one could climb up the ladder without getting shot. So it's like the perfect power position. But there's going to be situations like that where the reality is they just moved first, got there first, and then we didn't get to see leading up to it. So maybe they had contested fights or whatever, but they determined that that was the spot, and they got there. And sometimes it's just taking way too long to get to the spot you need to get to where you're going to rack up free kills, you know? So I don't know.
Yeah. Damn, man. I mean, I don't know. Yo, that's a good question. Anthony, I'm assuming he said, do people have to be 18 when the time kill race starts? I'm assuming the TKR, I wonder if you have to be 18 by the time the TKR, because technically the rosters are locked in. What?
I don't know. I would imagine it needs to be based off earnings because it has to do with money.
Yeah, I was about to say, if they're not making money on a tournament, I think they could do it. Because, like, technically you're qualifying for the money, but just because you make the TKR does not mean you're making any money. So I personally think you could up until you're now competing for money.
I'm sure it's somewhere in the rules, but I would say that more than
Get a
likely
lawyer.
day of payday, you need to be 18.
Yeah, I wonder. Okay, so I know I doubt anybody's gonna have this answer, but when is Rios' birthday? Because like that'd be sick. I hope he's able that there's nothing, because that guy's the next demon, bro. Like,
Well, he has till July, 19th, 20th, or
Twitter
something
says
like
he's
that.
18 already. So I think
Okay,
he's
so maybe.
he's 18. Wait, he's 18 already? I think he's 17 right now.
Or he's gonna be. I don't know. His Twitter says he's 18.
Yeah, that shit just like, hey, I'm 18. Oh, bro, fuck. I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know,
I'm not
man.
asking. I'm not. I'm not gonna.
Hey, don't expose, bro. Oh shit. Bro. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. To kind of wrap it up, man. I really am. Wait, does Zlaner want to get on? Chat. Does he want to come on the podcast? I'm not gonna force anybody to get on. If Zlaner wants to get on, he can. But I'm not forcing anybody. Did he say he wanted to? Because chat's saying it, so I don't know. If he does, I'll get him on. I've already said I'm down to get everybody on, but I'm not about to force anybody to hop
He's in
on.
a game right now.
He is? Oh, he's gaming with us. Oh, never mind. Chat. Come on. Calm down, chat. Calm down. But boys, I mean, let's see what happens. We got a bunch of teams making roster changes soon behind the scenes, and I'm excited for them hopefully to reveal things soon, because if some of these roster changes go through, it's going to shake up fucking hella. I think chat can just kind of guess who that is. But boys, any last minute thoughts before we kind of conclude today's?
I get a feeling we're gonna have another emergency podcast early next week. Mark my words.
Oh, dude.
Yep.
Ooh.
So stay ready. Lucky, any final thoughts?
Vondel drops next week. Yes.
Hey, I'm gonna be out of town. I'm gonna be in Hawaii, so.
Oh, true. Oh, man. Yo, my man's gonna be in his like at the beach from fucking the podcast and stuff, man.
I'll
No.
be like, hello guys, and Discord on my phone.
Wait, actually, never mind. I don't think I said. I don't know. I said, but like, I heard some rumors about season 4. Oh no, that could
It's
change.
just rumors, Joe. Those are just rumors.
Oh,
We saw what
no.
happened last time. You got excited.
Listen, I heard
Joe,
some
say the rumors. Say the rumors.
I don't know the rumors. I'm just saying that World Stage 2 finals could be, a little different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I think it's gonna be significantly different, but
I
yeah.
didn't say that. I did not say that.
Click.
That's not a leak.
I didn't say it.
It's just we'll get new weapons. We're gonna get 2 new weapons. You know,
New map.
maybe that new vehicle could be
I didn't
interesting
what
if
I
they
heard.
added to Al Mazrah.
I did what I heard.
I know what Joe's talking about.
No,
We all know.
I'm not
We all
saying
know.
anything. I'm not saying that.
We
I'm not
all know
saying
what
that.
Joe's talking about. All right, before we get in trouble, bro, hey, we're gonna head out, chat. Thank y'all for
Slide
tuning into the
cancel's bad.
Oh, chill. No,
Chill. Hey, chat. Hey, we'll catch you guys later. Thank y'all for tuning into the Pullze Check podcast. Stay tuned, because we're probably gonna have emergency podcasts in the next week, bro. As always, JGOD and Lucky, Joe, appreciate
good.
y'all hopping on. I love you guys, man.
Always, bro. Always, boys. Later.
Later, boys. Later, man.